Okay, let's do a little bit of math together. I have one of the worksheets like we usually do in class. I am not going to have a copy for you, so you're gonna have to write some of this stuff down so that you can figure out the answers. Some of them we will just do together, but some you will need to write down. So you're gonna need a paper and something to write with. I have some paper and I'm gonna write with red this time. Okay, do you have what you need? All right, let's get started. So the first one says Barbara has 314 pennies. Selena has 276 pennies. Amber has 358 pennies. And Megan has 293 pennies. Okay, we are going to figure out who has the most pennies, who has the fewest pennies, and then we're going to put them in order from who has the most to who has the least. So I'm going to start by writing down the information. I know that Barbara, B-A-R-B-A-R-A, has 314 pennies. Selena, C-E-L-I-N-A, Selena has 276 pennies. Amber, A-M-B-E-R, has 358 pennies. And Megan, M-E-G-A-N, has 298 pennies. Okay, so write down that information because we're going to need to know that to figure out who has the most pennies, who has the fewest pennies, who has the least. And then we're going to put these names in order from most to least. Okay, so if we're looking at our list, who has the most pennies? Well, let's look at the numbers. 314, 276, 358, or 298. Which one of these is the biggest number? Okay, so we know that 300 is more than 200. So let's just look at the ones that have 300. And then let's look in our tens place. We have a 1 and we have a 5. Which one of those is bigger? The 5 is. So we know that this one has the most. So we're going to write most. Okay? M-O-S-T, most. Now we want to know who has the fewest. Who has the least amount of pennies? Okay, if we're looking at our numbers, we want to know the smallest number. So 300 is not going to be smaller than 200. So let's look at our 200s. Okay, now to the tens place. We have a 7 and a 9. Which one of those numbers is smaller? 7 or 9? It's 7. So 276 is less than 298. It's a smaller number. So we're going to say that this one has the fewest. F-E-W-E-S-T. This one has the fewest. So Selena has the fewest. Amber has the most. Did you get that? Okay, now we're going to put them in order from who has the most. That's going to be the first one that we write, and then we're going to keep going until we put them all in order from most to fewest, or biggest to smallest numbers. So we already figured out that Amber has the most, so that's going to be the first one on our list. And I'm going to put a number 1 right there. Amber has the most. Now, which one would come next if we're putting these in order from the biggest number all the way down to the smallest number. So we're gonna have 4. Okay, which one would come next? Amber had 358. Are there any more that had 300? Yes, this one up here. This one is Barbara. Barbara had the next. So she'll be number 2. She had the next biggest amount. Okay, and I'm gonna go ahead and put a little line here because I've already used this one and I've used this one. So now I need to look at the other 2, Megan and Selena. Well, we figured out already that Selena has the fewest. So we can write that one at the very end. We know that she has the fewest. She's gonna be number 4 on our list. C-E-L-I-N-A. Selena. And I'm gonna mark that one out because I've used that one in my list already. So which one's gonna go here? It's gonna be the one that's left. Megan, 298. So I'm gonna write Megan. She's number 3 on my list. Now underneath, I'm gonna put the number of pennies that they had. So Amber had 358. Barbara had 314. Megan had 298. And Selena had 276. So you can see we put them in order from the biggest amount to the smallest amount. Did you get it? Okay, good job. Thanks for keeping up with me. Okay, on the next part, we're gonna talk about those geometric shapes. Do you remember those? Those 3D shapes? Okay, it says color the cone. Just want us to look at that part. Color the cone yellow. You're not going to be able to do this because you do not have a copy. We're just going to talk about it together. Which one is the cone? It's the one that looks like an upside down ice cream cone. It's going to be this one right over here. So if you had one of these, we would color that yellow. But you don't have one, so it's okay. We'll just do it together. The next part says color the spear. Can't read upside down. Color the spear red. Which one is the spear? Do you remember? The spear is going to be this one right here. It's the one that looks like a ball. Okay, color the cylinder blue. Which one is the cylinder? The cylinder is this one. It's the one that is round, but flat on the top and flat on the bottom, the cylinder. And the last part says, color the cube green. Which one is the cube? It's this one, the little box right here that has sides that are all the same size. If the sides are different, then it's a rectangular prism. But we want to know about the cube. That's the one where the sides are all the same size. Okay, cool. Let's go on to the next part. All right, you can write these down. We're gonna have 16, a little box, and then a 9. For this one, we are going to do greater than, less than, or equal to. So if you remember what we have talked about before, we have that almost like that little alligator chompy mouth. It wants to eat the bigger number, okay? So the open part of your little chompy mouth thing is gonna go towards the bigger number. So will it be going towards the 9? Is that the bigger one? Or will it be going towards the 6? Or are they the same? And you're gonna have that equal symbol. Which number is bigger? Okay, so it's gonna be going this way to eat that bigger number, that 16. If you wanna draw the little teeth on there, you can. I don't want to, I'm just gonna do it like this. So it's going towards the bigger number. That shows us that 16 is greater than 9. Got it? Let's do the next one. Next one is a little bit more difficult. Gonna have to do a little addition. Can you see that? So it is 3 plus 7 on this side and 10 on this side. So what should we do first? First step is gonna be to do this addition. We're gonna add those numbers together. 3 plus 7. If you remember from our Making 10 game, 3 plus 7 is 10. So I'm gonna write that like this. Okay, so now we need to decide, does our little chumpy symbol wanna go this way for 10 to be the bigger number, this way for 10 to be the bigger number, or are they the same and they are equal? Of course, 10 is the same as 10, so it's gonna be equal. And we would say 10, or we could say 3 plus 7 is equal to 10. Did you get that one? Okay, let's go to the next one. This one's a little more difficult. Are you writing these down and doing it with me? Hope so. Okay, this next one is 8 plus 1 on that side. The other side is 8 plus 2. What do we do? We're gonna have to do some math. So let's do 8 plus 1. That is 9. So I'm gonna write that down. 8 plus 2. That is 10. Okay, so now we have number on both sides. We have a 9 and a 10. Is our little chompy thing gonna wanna eat the bigger number 9 or the bigger number 10? Which one is the bigger number? It is the 10, so it's gonna go that way. So we would say 8 plus 1 is less than, because the smaller part's going this way, 8 plus 2. 8 plus 1 is less than 8 plus 2. Excellent. Keeping up with me? Doing great? Okay. Now I want you to only write down these math problems. Okay, don't find the answers right now. After the video is finished, then you can find the answers. But for right now, just write them down. Okay. We will do this first one together because sometimes we struggle with this one. Let me write these down. Okay. The first one is 6 times 100. That tells us how many times we're counting by 100. How many 100s we have? We have 6. So 100, 200, 300, 400, 500. One more, 600. So 6 times 100 is 600. Let me write down these other math problems for you. Some of them are going to be written horizontally. If you need to rewrite them and write them vertically, that's totally fine also. The math problems are the same if they're written horizontally or vertically. Whichever way makes it easier for you is okay. should have written these down before the video. Sorry you have to wait. Okay, these are your math problems. Write them down on your piece of paper, and when the video is finished, you can find your answers. You can pause the video so that you can have enough time to write all these down. Okay? All right, go ahead and pause this so that you can write them all down. All right, you can take a picture and send me a picture of your paper with your math problems and the answers. Thanks, guys.